So it's taken me right at a week to really work up the courage to do this video. Last Tuesday, morning of the 5th, I lost a good friend of mine, someone that I really looked up to, and someone that I respected, not just as a co-worker, but as a person. In our industry, the transportation industry, in the oil and gas industry, especially out here, you have very few people that you run into or that you work with that you can truly call a friend. Someone you can call on when you're having a bad day, or someone that if you need to help, putting a light in, or trailer acting up, or your blower acting up, someone that you can look at and you know with 100% certainty that they're going to help you out, and or they're going to talk to you and kind of get you out of that funk. Curtis was that person to me. He was a great friend, someone that I talked to pretty much every day, someone that I don't know, he always knew what to say. He always knew what not to say. I'll give you a perfect example. After my youngest son, Grayson, was born, I came back, and I was homesick. I didn't want to leave home. My wife had just given birth, and I wanted to be at home with my boys, and I was in a really bad mood for quite a few days, and ended up in Carlsbad, at our terminal in Carlsbad, New Mexico. And I got up that morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Curtis was inside, and I walked in, and he said, "Fred," he said, "coffee." And he kind of pointed, and he was walking out on the porch. Got me a cup of coffee, and I walked out on the porch with him, and he turned around and looked at me and goes, "You don't look like you're in a good mood." And I said, "I just miss home today." I said, I said, "We just had the boy." He goes, "Yeah, I seen that." He said, "Congratulations." And I said, "I appreciate that." And I said, "I just kind of want to be home right now." Yeah, it's tough. For 45 minutes, we didn't say another word. We sat out there, drank about 3 cups of coffee together, and I honestly, if I remember right, he had a load. He was supposed to go pick up a load of cement, and he literally sat on that porch and waited to leave until I was ready to go. And again, not a word was said. And I got done with that last cup of coffee, and I remember I looked at him. I said, "Thanks, Curtis." He goes, "Have a good day, Fred." And he literally went to got in his truck and went to Harris, New Mexico, to get cement. He knew. He just knew that I really didn't. There wasn't much that he was going to say that was going to make me feel better. I think it was just, he knew I needed someone to listen if I wanted to say anything, and he stayed there ready for me to listen, or ready to listen. You know, Curtis was a guy that quite literally give a guy his last, the last bit of food he had in his truck, so that that guy didn't go to work hungry. And I know that because I'd seen him do it on numerous occasions. And he'd have to stop down at the Pilot or one of the truck stops and get him something else, because he wanted to make sure that this guy wasn't going to be hungry out there hauling sand or whatever he was doing. I spent many of hours on the phone with him, talking about everything from different ideas to world history. One thing that me and Curtis had in common, I'm a bit of a history buff, and we could sit and talk about everything from the Civil War to the First World War to the Second World War to Vietnam. And I mean, the guy, Curtis, really knew his stuff. In fact, I had a fact wrong on something, and he goes, "No, Fred, I don't think that's right." And he didn't try to make me look stupid. He didn't try to demean me because I'd gotten a fact wrong. We sat there and talked about it. He told me what, the actual history behind it, and I learned something that day. And I've always been raised, and I try to raise my kids to believe, if you're not learning something new every day, you're not doing something right. Every single time I would talk to Curtis, I learned something new. The guy, he had jokes. I always liked that. So Curtis was one of the very first guys I met when I got here, and very welcoming. Made me feel like I was already part of the Brady family as soon as I met him. I mean, the guy was knowledgeable and told me if I ever needed anything, just give him a call. He'd been out with Brady for a while then, a couple of years, and he was the guy that you could call if you needed to know where a loadout was, or if there was a different way to get to one of these places. I mean, he was the guy you called. And it honestly didn't matter day or night. I mean, the guy would answer his phone, so that was always a plus. Curtis and I, we didn't get a chance to run together all the time, and it was just mainly because I was an Odessa driver, he was a Carlsbad driver, and we just kind of ended up on different schedules until we started running cement. And then we quite literally seen each other every day, because we were just on, like, if he was picking up Monday, I was picking up Tuesday, so we were constantly passing each other. Early Tuesday morning, I'd talk to him, and we'd made plans. I'd actually picked up some pork chops. I was gonna grill up some pork chops and some green beans or something over at the Carlsbad yard for me and him, when we got a chance to be there, and we were planning on that this week. I've still got the pork chops in my refrigerator. So I said, or I titled this video, "This one's for Curtis," and the reason I done that is last time we were in Carlsbad and we spoke, Curtis had a running joke the first time I met him. He got me and another guy confused, and he was calling me Chris all day. And he finally got it right and got us lined up where we were supposed to be as far as our names went. So me and him kind of had an inside joke, and every time I'd see him, he'd, "Hey Chris," and he'd just kind of laugh at me. And I always got a kick out of it, but he we were sitting out on the porch in Carlsbad one day, and he said, "You do all them videos?" And I said, "Yep, yes I do." He goes, "Yeah, I seen your smiling face there." And he said, "You ought to do a video just one time on manners." And I just kind of looked at him. I said, "Okay." He goes, "You wouldn't believe how many guys here just don't say please or thank you, or, you know, hold the door for someone every now and then, or just help a guy out on site hooking up hoses, whatever, you know." And so this one's for you, buddy. Guys, gals, I've done videos on professionalism, on perception, you know, and making sure that we're putting out a positive image of Brady. And one of the things that go along with those is manners. Now, I'm quite sure that all of us were raised to say please and thank you. We were all raised to say excuse me if we wanted to talk and, you know, get into a conversation. We were all most likely raised not to speak unless spoken to, and as we've gotten older, a lot of us, me included sometimes, forget that just basic manners can put out such a positive image of not just yourself, but the people you work with and around. That Curtis especially found it disrespectful to not have manners, and I agreed with him 100%. So, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sirs, no sirs, yes please, no thank yous, whatever. Guys, don't forget your basic roots when it comes to manners, and you can use this is to be used in all aspects of your life, not just your work life. Put out a positive image of yourself, and if you continue to put out a positive image of yourself, you'll put out a positive image of our company in the way that we perform, in the way that we act as drivers. So it goes back to that whole perception thing. If we're putting out a positive image that we're thoughtful and thankful and humbled by what we do, we put out a positive perception of our company, and at the same time you put out a positive image of yourself. I'm bad when it comes to cussing, and guys that work with me will tell you that I'll drop the F-bomb like that. But I'm always mindful of who's around. I try to take great pains in making sure I'm not cussing around customers. I don't cuss around kids, or I really try hard not to, because kids don't need to hear that. You know, when I go to a store and I get done, it's thank you, or someone does something, it's you're welcome, or, you know, when I'm out on site, I try to give guys help, whether they work for Brady or not. A guy over at Horizon quite literally put me in for Horizon's Employee of the Month a couple months ago, and sent me a picture of me out on site helping another driver who happened to be a Horizon driver that they had on their Employee of the Month wall. This Brady driver, you know, the big blue Brady hard hat and everything Brady out there hooking up hoses, and as a matter of fact, at that time, a guy's hose was leaking, and it was leaking bad, and he had all of his hose out that he had, and I helped repair that end and get him running so he could unload. And I had done that all day out there on that site, running back and forth for 2 weeks. It was just, it helps the pushers out, and it was about 8 out of the 10 of those drivers would say thank you. And the two drivers that didn't, Curtis got to see one of them not thank me, and it upset him really bad. And that's actually the next morning when the idea for this, he brought up this idea for this video. So I guess the short of the long here, fellas, is don't forget you're just your basic manners. So Curtis, that one's for you, buddy. People, I am 100% a better person just because I knew this man. He was someone that I considered a friend. He's someone that I am going to sorely miss. And it's someone that I'm so sorry that so many people that work here and are going to work here are not going to get the chance to meet, because he was a Brady driver. And when I say that, I mean, when you think about when they say the Brady way and what we do as drivers, man, Curtis was the poster child or poster man for safe driving, for what to do on location, making, just everything. Was very humble. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him a lot.